Welcome back. This is the 52 Weeks to Wealth. We are on Wealth Principle 7. Over the last 7 weeks, we have been doing the journey through the 52 Weeks to Wealth, which are wealth principles, millionaire wealth principles. I know I said millionaire. If you're not interested in being a millionaire, you can shut the camera off now, move on to a different feed. Millionaire wealth principles. This is how you get rich. And if you don't think $1 million is rich, well, you're right. There's always more to be made. But millionaire wealth principles are designed so that you can become more successful in a short period of time. Yes, if you make $50,000 a year and you work for 20 years, you will be a millionaire. Hands to the camera if you recognize that math sounds pretty boring. Yes. Yes, I did the millionaire math a while back. If you make $100,000 a year for 10 years, you're a millionaire. If you make $250,000 a year for 4 years, millionaire. But if you can make yourself $1 million a year, that's what everybody talks about. Hands to the camera if you know you want to be one of those people. Excellent. Excellent. Hands to the camera if you know that there are real estate deals that can make you $50,000. Yes? There are real estate deals that can make you $100,000. There's real estate deals that can make $250,000. That can make $150,000. There's deals that can make $500,000. And there are deals that can make $1.5 million. Hands to the camera if you know you want to do one of those. Wealth is crazy. Real estate is nuts. It's got a rule. It's got a principle out there that will drive you crazy and take money away from you if you don't pay attention. And it'll bring money to you in abundance if you focus on that one principle. And that one principle is who has your money. Who has your money is a wealth principle that you have to understand. You have to grasp. It's in the early part of the wealth principles. It's literally number 7 for a reason. Because if you don't understand who has your money, you're not going to have a lot of money. Hands to the camera if you've heard the saying, you cannot get blood out of a stone. Hands to the camera if you've heard that before. So stop trying, right? Your broke friends will never pay you. Love them? Sure. They're sweet, nice people, of course. But they cannot pay. They cannot. And they will not, and they don't see the value on what you're doing anyway. Let me ask you another question, a qualifier for you. And this is how you find who has your money. Have any of your friends ever bought the product that you sell? Hands to the camera if your friends have bought the product that you sell. Those are real friends. Hands to the camera if your friends have told you they cannot, will not, don't have an interest, don't need your product. Excellent. So we've got friends on both sides of the spectrum. There's friends who have money. There's friends who don't have money. Now, I'm not saying to base your friends on who has money and who doesn't have money. You base your friends on who makes you happy, who fulfills you, makes you a better person, holds you accountable, and has money. I think that in life, you don't have to choose good people or people with money. I think you can dive deeper and choose people who have money and are good people. Hands to the camera if you know that good people also can have money. Excellent. So if you were to make new friends, we were just talking a little while ago that if you don't have hundreds of people in your phone, it's time to make new friends. If you're building a business and you want more income, you got to make new friends. You got to go find new people to sell to. Hands to the camera if you know you got to find new people to sell to right now. That there's people you don't know that have your money. There's people out there who want to buy something from you, and you just haven't met them yet. Excellent. That's truth. That is the reality. And in life, you want to stay as close to truth, as close to reality as you possibly can. The 100 millionaires, this vision did not exist before I saw truth. It did not exist when I was broke. When I was broke, but here, not here, here, when I was broke, before I wrote the book, Broke to $250,000, I didn't realize the point was not to work. I didn't realize the point was to generate income. I thought the point was to work and work hard and work really hard. And when I got into sales, when I got into real estate as a real estate agent, I was told this one thing. And real estate agents, hands to the camera if you're a licensed real estate agent. Where my people at? Yeah, we got that license. That's what's up. Were you not told by your broker, call up all your friends and family and let them know that you're an agent? Because that's the people you're going to get referrals from. Hands to the camera if you heard that. Hands to camera if you've been in sales and heard that. Yes. Yes. They say go out, reach out to your friends and get their money. Get them to work for you. Get them to send you referrals. Now, is that a clever process? Of course it is. Of course it is, unless your friends don't have money. What do you do if your friends don't have money, right? Hands to the camera if you know a lot of people who don't have money. If you know a lot of people who don't have money. So that's a lot of people that aren't going to be able to help in this department, because people who don't have money know people who don't have money. Like attracts like. People will always attract people that make them feel comfortable or special, right? People will always attract other people that make them feel comfortable or special, significant. And so if you're hanging out with broke people, who are they hanging out with? Broker people. Because somebody who makes more money than them makes them feel insignificant. They don't like that. Hands to the camera if you've ever felt insignificant before. Didn't like that feeling. Yeah, me too. I remember when I started this, when I was afraid to talk to people, when I was afraid to go out and pick up a phone, just afraid to even consider having a conversation with somebody I didn't know, afraid to talk to people that I did know, afraid to tell them what I was thinking about doing. I remember the first time I told my family that I was thinking about buying real estate. We were sitting at the family dinner, and these are the people I love, the people I put all my respect in, the people who raised me. My grandparents were there, my uncle, my dad, my mom, my brother, my cousins, and my wife. And I told them, I'm going to buy real estate, but I'm not just going to buy one. I'm going to buy another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I'm going to buy 10 of these, and I'm going to become a millionaire. And I said that in my family's basement, where we had Christmas every year. I think this was Thanksgiving. We were all together. And I remember my grandmother, the woman, my best friend, the woman I respected for like more than anybody else. She taught me how to save money. She taught me Portuguese. She taught me like how to just be a decent human being, how to always stick to your code. She said funny things like your friends are like your teeth. If they hurt, get rid of them. So very, very wise woman. She told me, she said, no, Khalid, no, that's dangerous. That's not going to make sense. You're going to get hurt. You're going to lose money. You're going to deal with tenants. Look, me and your grandfather have a four family here. The tenants are a pain. The toilets, the things that break. And then when I told her I was getting my real estate license, she told me that's a fool's job. She told me that's what women who don't want to do anything get. That's what housewives, they get that job to pretend like they have a job. She told me that real estate agents don't make money. That's not a real job. I remember how much that hurt, because it wasn't the job that she didn't believe in. It was me she didn't believe in. She didn't think I was capable of figuring out sales. The woman I trusted the most, the woman who, when I went through my divorce, she fed me. She made sure I showed up. She made sure I kept working, kept saving. And I remember about 2 months before she died, she told me, we were in the driveway of the house. She told me, because I told her, I was like, Vavo, you can, eat a little healthier, maybe still do a little exercise. Let's just do what the doctors are saying. She said, no, I'm good. I want to live my life. I want to enjoy my food. I want to eat my bread. I want to eat my cerise. But she told me, she said, I can die now knowing that your father and you are taken care of. You went through your divorces. You went through, financially. She helped me a lot financially. She helped me a lot mentally, keep me on track. And she said that you're okay. You're going to be okay. Now, at this point, I'd sold real estate. I'd proven that I could be a great salesperson. I'd proven that I could buy this stuff, that I could manage this stuff. When my grandmother died, I was already a millionaire. I'd crushed it. I'd proven that I could create financial freedom in a job she didn't believe in. You know what she said to her friends after that conversation with me? A year later, she told me that she told her friends when they said that, oh, your grandson's a real estate agent. She said, yeah, he's the best. My grandson, he makes more money than any other real estate agent out there. My grandson pushes harder. You don't know my grandson the way I know my grandson. And she told me, she made a point to tell me that she told her friends that when they would make fun of what I did for a living. Hands to the camera if you know you got somebody like that in your life. The people who will beat you up, the people who will not believe in you at first, they will one day see who you are. They will one day see what you're capable of. But the only way to prove them right and wrong, whatever it is, the only way to prove that you can increase your income is to identify who has your money. And at that point, my grandmother was not somebody who had my money, but she did have my motivation. She did inspire me to prove her wrong because I loved her deeply. And unfortunately, I did come from a place of proving when I started making money. And so I'm not encouraging you to do it, but if that's what you're natural at, I'll warn you about what comes from it. I created a lot of success because every dollar I made, I had to keep proving. Every dollar I made, I had to keep proving that I could make more. I had to keep proving and proving and proving to myself, to other people. And so I made a lot of money. And then I realized I'm done proving. I just want to love. I just want to show that money creates love for me. And I want to come from a place of love. But it inspired me. It made me push hard. I had another one. Let's, Ron, if you can keep an eye on muting people. I had another one that motivated me. And this is the one where you're gonna make some money today. Hands to the camp if you want to make some money today. You know you do? Excellent. In that divorce, that beautiful fiery furnace, I had one mission. I was going to let her know how valuable I was, how serious I took this business. And so in my city, I decided I was going to be the biggest, baddest realtor with the most listings, so that every time she drove by a street, she saw my face, saw my success, saw the confidence on my picture. Hands to the camera if you know your picture is probably going to piss some people off, and that's okay. I agree. Let the haters hate. God bless them all, right? They're just thinking about you anyway. It's cool. Let the universe keep thinking about your success. Whether it's haters or your motivators, let them keep supporting you and pushing you to be more successful. You know, when they say, oh man, he's so successful, I can't stand it. Perfect. Just keep saying it. Just keep saying, man, he's so successful. I'm all right with that. When people say he does more videos than anybody else, it's annoying, I had to unfollow him. Excellent. You're right. I do more videos than anybody else. You're right. My content is pretty damn impressive. I do focus on it. It's true. I am obsessed. I want to see you successful. If they say his mission to build 100 millionaires is impossible, I still got a little proving in me. I will prove you wrong. I will show you how capable my community is, how strong these people are, these men and women who want more for themselves. 100 millionaires did not come because I thought it was impossible. It came because I thought it was exciting. It looked like something that was possible. I'd come across a few millionaires in my life who had been built at the same time that I was built. One who I had built personally, Ron Bowling, now a multimillionaire. And so I said, the challenge is possible. And there is a system and a process, and I'll figure it out. The key that I've discovered is that it is all about asking yourself this question. Write it down. Who has my money? Who has my money? If I am looking to build 100 millionaires, then I can only talk to, spend time with, enjoy, and build with 100 people who also want that. The key to building millionaires, the key to attracting people who have money is you must go out and seek out people in a polarizing manner who want what you want them to have. Hands to the camera if you sell a product or a service. Excellent. Hands to the camera if you have earned at least $100 with that product or service. Excellent. 10x, right? Way more than 100. That person wanted your service or product or education more than they wanted that $100. Hands to the camera if you agree. Yes? that person wanted it more than they wanted that $100. I've sold $100,000 products. I've sold $300,000 products. I sold real estate, right? $1 million products. That person wanted to give me that equity far more than they wanted to hold on to it. Hands to the camera if you understand that's how real estate works. Excellent. We make money off of their equity because it's our equity. It really is ours. They just been holding it for a while. My mentor said something funny to me a while back. He said, we're just stewards. He said, we're just stewards of real estate. All we do is hold it, then we let it go to somebody else, and then we die. Some of us hold it, and then we die, and somebody else gets it anyway. Hands to the camera, you know you can't beat the system. It's going to somebody else at some point anyway. We're just stewards. And so the key to good stewardship is take on more work, help more people, and be a great steward. There are people out there right now who have money that belongs to you. You know how I know this? Hands to the camera if you know you got to earn money the rest of the year, that you will collect and attract money the rest of this year. Yes. Hands to the camera if you know you're doubling your income this year. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Excellent. And that's how I know your money's sitting in somebody else's hands at the moment, because you have yet to collect it. There's still money yet collected. Uncollected money is money that isn't where it belongs. It belongs with you. It belongs in your investments, in your life, buying and investing the things that you want. Your money is currently in the hands of other people. But fortunately, those people have a desire, a powerful desire for something that you can sell them, something that you can provide for them. And I know that because they would not give you the money if they didn't want it bad enough. Hands to the camera if you agree. You only hand out money when you want something bad enough, right? Look, I moved this week. Who knows? I moved from Massachusetts to Tampa this week. Excellent. Yes. So as I did that move, I was thinking, how am I going to move all this stuff up 3 flights of stairs? I'm not. I'm going to use Uncle Benjamin and have a conversation with somebody else and let them go and move up 3 flights of stairs. All of my books, which by the way, write this down. This is funny. You're going to like this. Okay. This comes directly from a mover who is also a preacher. And this mover, he said, man, this box is heavy. Knowledge is heavy. It was just little small boxes, books. And he said, knowledge is heavy. And so I went to put another box on top of it. And he said, bro, you can't take too much knowledge at once. Write that down. That's some funny shit. It's true. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves a little bit at a time. That's why the 52 weeks of wealth are spread out over 52 weeks. The 52 Millionaire Wealth Principles are designed to be digested one at a time. But this particular wealth principle is something you must revisit daily. You must revisit it weekly. Who has my money is something that has to be in your head at all times. When I'm building a multi-million-dollar business, we're building $1 billion business right now. Hands to the camera if you know, South Coast Capital Investments is $1 billion REIT in the making. Excellent. And so as we build this, I can no longer spend time or invest time with people who do not have the passion, the mission, the desire to be a part of $1 billion company. Hands to the camera if you grasp that. There's only a handful of people out there who have that desire as well. And so those are the people that must be attracted into the company. Those are the people who must be spent time with. But there are also people who need that little extra push, that little extra kick to get to that level. Those are people who have my money. I'm aware of that. Hands to the camera if you know that you want to pay money to get to where you want to go. You're willing to pay money to get to where you want to go. Yes, that's what the mentorship was all about. That's why you paid for the mentorship. That's why you brought the $1,200 in. Many of you on the screen anyway, I know everybody on the screen is part of the Alchemist mentorship programs. You've already been through our training. You got a return on investment already, haven't you? Hands to the camera if you know you already got an ROI. Excellent. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Now we want to look at your business. I like to do exercises. Hands to the camera if you like the exercise, you get a lot of value from them every week. Excellent. Excellent. The exercise is how you remember things, how you implement things. Who has your money comes from a place of clarity. If you don't know where you're going or what you want to create in this world, you cannot collect money from other people. Before I was able to offer South Coast Capital Investments as an offering, I had to be very clear about what I was willing to give away, about what this company created, about what I was going to create for other people. I had to be very clear about our mission, our purpose, and why we'd be successful. Hands to the camera if you're clear about your mission, your purpose, and why you can be successful. Excellent. Hands to the camera if you know there's more room for clarity. I've been doing this for a long time. I still tweak it. I still improve it. I still add juice to the business. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was asked by one of my friends yesterday on one of our coaching calls, Saeed Khan. He said, how did you go into that meeting completely calm? How did you go into a Zoom room knowing you were raising $1 million, completely calm, completely cool and comfortable? I told him it was one secret. I knew that the people in that room had money that they wanted invested with me. I knew it because I had built something worth investing in. I built something that would be a crazy, crazy deal that if they didn't jump in now, one day they'd be those people who said, damn it, I should have jumped in on that. Man, I was right there in the room. Just like me, when I look at crypto and I watch Bitcoin, me and Ron talked about it 4 years ago. We said, should we? And I said, no. And right now I'm thinking that could have been a decent play. Hands to the camera if you know you missed opportunities in your life. At some point, you missed some things. That's okay. We live, we move on. And so I knew that what I was selling was something worth buying. I knew that what I was selling was something I wanted. That's why Ron and I hold $5 million of it right now, 5.5 million of it right now. Hands to the camera if you understand. Put your money where your mouth is. Yes. So if you're selling something you're not invested in, shame on you. That's why you're not selling more. If you're selling something you don't buy, that's why you're not selling more. 100%. You've got to be in. You've got to be invested. Now, exercise time. I want you to write down the product you sell. I want you to write down the product you sell. And then you have one question to answer before we move on. Have you bought this product from someone else? Have you bought this product from someone else? Right, Terry?
Still buying it.
Still buying it. Hell yeah. We're right. It's true.
Here's a funny little story, just 2 seconds. I go to this retreat for a program I'm in that we got into about 6 or 8 months ago. And it's renewal time for most people. So I'm just like pulling my wallet out and going like, how much are we going to owe to do this again? And they're like, oh no, you got 6 more months before you got to pay. I'm already ready to pay again.
Let's give Dr. Terry Wager a round of applause. That's the truth. That's the truth. When I see the value in a program, I'm ready to renew. When I see the value in something, I'm in. I'm all in. When I see value in real estate, I go in, I go hard, I go fast. I borrow other people's money if I know it's that good of a deal. If I'm willing to go in on a deal and I don't have enough cash, if it's a good enough deal, I'll take other people's money in on that. Because now I get the opportunity to do what I really love. I love making good people good money. I have said that since I started. Once I got my real estate license, my first USP was I make good people good money. My broker laughed at me. He said, that doesn't work. And I was like, well, that's just what I do, bro. That's who I am. I'm not going to say I figured it out, but I only work with investors. And he was like, that's not enough. You need to separate and have a bigger niche. And I was like, nope, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm working with people who want to make money. I got no patience for those retail buyers. I did retail buyers my first year. Pass. Hard pass.
There's two groups of people that blow my mind, and I wish I could just get in there and turn their thinking just a little bit. And those are the people who are like, I don't have it, so I can't do it. And then the other people that say, I'm doing it myself, so when I get to the place where I can, then I'll pay you to do it. And it's like, oh my God, all you got to do is jump in and we'll double, triple, quadruple. I was talking to a kid that came to me. I used to work with him about 5 years ago in the mental health thing. He came to me and he's like, I'm anxious again. I was like, I will work with you, but it's only going to be around building what you want, because most of your anxiety is coming because you're doing something you don't like. And he's like, okay. And he jumped in and he was paying, my fee. And it's like 3 times what he paid when he was with me 5 years ago. So I talked to him yesterday and I was like, so what are you doing now? He's selling cars. He went from working at Whole Foods to selling cars. I'm like, so what's your income like? He's like, I went from $2,000 to $10,000 in 4 months. And I'm on the top leaderboard of my car company.
Sounds like it wasn't that hard to get to the top. Let's give Dr. Terry Wager and this client a round of applause. $10,000 a month is broke. I don't care where you're starting. If you're making less than that.
Oh, by the way, 24
Yep.
years old.
What is it?
24 years old.
24 years old. Let's give him a round of applause. Absolutely. $10,000 does not pay for everything. 10,000 is just scraping by. And if you're living off of less than 10,000 right now, you are missing out on life in a way you don't even understand. $250,000 is broke. $250,000 doesn't allow you to live the way you want to live. I'm
This
telling you.
Red Doug's thing.
I'll start eating right after I lose the weight. I'll start working out right after I lose the weight. Exactly. So the exercise is look at what you sell and then ask yourself, have you sold this? Have you bought it yourself? Have you purchased this yourself? Have you made this investment yourself? If you have not, homework, go and pay somebody else. Pay somebody who charges more than you. Pay somebody better than you, charges more than you, has bigger influence than you to provide your product to you. For 2 reasons. 1, you're going to learn how to do it better. And 2, if you do it better, you're going to gain a lot of confidence on your pricing. Hands to the camera if that makes sense.
You know, there's a third one there that I want to throw in.
Say it.
And I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but the
Me
third
too,
thing,
Terry.
the
Shame.
third thing, I'm not really sorry because I want these guys to know this. The third thing is if you're doing it and you have any stress at all, any feeling of being overwhelmed at all, it's because you don't know your next steps. That's what we're for. That's what we who have been there before. A business coach or a business consultant is about helping you to take those steps and move forward faster. We get people on the bullet train because we've been there. I've built over 40 businesses. A number of them, and I mean a pretty good number of them, are 7 figures now. So do you want your business to grow?
8 figures. Let's go.
We're going.
Get it.
We're going.
There is a third. Well, okay. So now we got a fourth, right? So yes, hire the coach, bring the coach in. But the fourth is you're going to see the other types of people who go into that establishment, the other types of clients. You're going to ask about their clients. Who else comes in here? You're going to find out who has your money. The key to finding out who has your money is go to other people who are already collecting the money that you're looking for and find out how they're collecting that money. I had a conversation with Ryan McDermott this week or last week, and he was like, bro, that guy is my competition. I was like, cool, go learn from him. Excellent, because he's blowing up all over the place. He seems to be able to do podcasts, Ryan. I want to do podcasts with you, bro. He's doing the same thing I do, or not the same thing, but he's doing a small piece of the same thing. Not even close. Nobody could touch Ryan McDermott. But the point was, the conversation was this. I don't compete. I learn from and dominate. I learn from and improve upon. I learn from and excel. I see the competition. I see what they're doing. I learn from and I add more value on top of what they're already doing. Who has your money comes from identifying who else is great at collecting that same type of money. Who else is great at collecting that audience? 100 millionaires, right? 100 millionaires. One of the many reasons to 100 millionaires is because millionaires tend to have cash. They have a desire for cash. Answer the camera if you know you want more cash in your life. You're collecting it now. Excellent. So millionaires tend to, this is what I've discovered from all millionaires, educate themselves. And because they have money, they tend to want it quick. They don't want to learn the hard way. Hands to the camera if you've been learning the hard way and you're tired of learning the hard way. So millionaires spend their money quick when it comes to education, when it comes to getting things done that are complex. Hands to the camera if you're willing to get paid to do complex things that other people don't want to do. Excellent. So then serve millionaires, because millionaires don't like to do those complex things. I personally do not like to do those complex things. I have not listed one of my own properties in years because I find the process cumbersome and complex. Realtors, who likes to list properties? Who loves it? Wants to do more of it? All right. Okay. Realtors just
Really?
don't like it, right?
Really?
All right,
Really
realtors, you
not
got to
one
fall in
of
love with the
you want to
process.
list a property. Who wants to get paid?
I'll pay somebody $300 to list it for me and make $2,000-3,000 somewhere else.
That's scalability. Let's give Ken a round of applause. I love it. I love it. All right. I worded that wrong. Who wants a commission check from taking a listing? Hands to the camera if you want a commission check from taking a
There
listing.
you go.
All right. All right. Excellent.
Sometimes it is the questions we ask.
It is all about the questions. So now I want you to write down somebody in your community or in your industry or in your field that you could go to and buy their product. Terry and I have been using the coaching example. Melanie could go and buy a Subway from another person, or forget Subway. She can go buy food from Taco Bell or KFC, some other competitor. Mitch Jorsky could go and study a different coin as he's studying cryptocurrencies. He could study another platform that's built their coin faster. Mitch, if you don't know, is in Leo Finance. I'm in Leo Finance, and it makes a lot of sense for me because I'm a writer. I can create content, a content creator. And so that platform made a lot of sense. But last night, you know what I did? I was Googling other platforms that will pay me for my content so that as I create content, I get paid in different forms of crypto. Because why not? I'm already creating the content, might as well duplicate it over. Hands to the camera if you understand that you could scale your company eventually if you stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Now, who has your money
Leo
as a
finance?
what is
Sorry,
it?
What's
What's
another
Leo
thing?
finance?
Leo Finance is something Mitch Jorsky has to teach a class about. He really does, because it's where I make all of my crypto money. In fact, I have 5x'd my money in crypto in the last 4 months, thanks to Mitch Jorsky and Leo Finance. Let's give Mitch a round of applause. Hell yeah.
But
You know
it's
who
like
had
a
my money?
blogging
Mitch and his
site?
education. What is it?
Is it a blogging site or like Facebook? Like, what is it like?
Blogging site. So if you want to learn, so me and Mitch both blog heavily there. So I don't blog heavily on my own site, but I blog heavily on the site that pays me immediately in crypto. So you can ask Mitch. Mitch, you're about to blow up, but Mitch is going to do a course. It's going to be $1,000. It's going to be 6 weeks, and he's going to do a course on how to make money in crypto. So plug. And if you didn't catch his last course, we have the recording, and at some point we'll make sure that actually Mitch has already got the recording. So you can reach out to him and find out how he sets people up on crypto. The reason I bring it up, Mitch had my money. As a millionaire, a multimillionaire, I discovered that the people who have my money are people who have education that I desire. They have knowledge that I want. Mitch, fortunately, is a great friend of mine. I'm blessed to have him in my life. Me and Mike say it all the time. We're very blessed to have him in our lives, to take the time he's taken to be my BNB ferry, to send me some BNB coin when I was low, when I ran out of gas power. Thank you, Mitch.
Rookie.
I know. I'm still learning. But here's the thing. As you get wealthier, you want more advisors. The rich and the wealthy, they surround themselves with advisors. They do, because those people have our money. Those people connect us with the people who are going to do the deal with us. As I started growing my business, my real estate business, I stopped going for motivated sellers and I started going for motivated wholesalers. Well, I started with motivated real estate agents. Then I shifted it over to motivated wholesalers. And I identified that wholesalers were way more motivated than agents, and agents were way more motivated than motivated sellers. So the level of motivation increased because I was leveraging my relationships, leveraging my friendships, leveraging the people I was teaching and training. I discovered that most people who want wealth are willing to pay for education. Most people who just want a little bit of money are not. And so I stopped promoting and marketing to people who just wanted a little bit of money. I used to promote a class where I could say, I'll teach you how to make $100,000 a year. And that would attract real estate agents, because real estate agents are like, yeah, okay, $100,000 a year. Then I started Double Your Income. And that started attracting people who had the wealth mindset, because if I could teach you how to double your income once, you could do it for life. Hands to the camera if you agree. Wealth mindseted people can grow into your business. When I first started and discovered the power of this, I was seeking out investors. I was seeking out people who wanted to buy real estate. Year one, I worked with a couple of people. Year two, worked with the same people, added more people. Year three, the people from that first year were buying 5 times as much as they did in that first year. My business had exploded, but I had not added too many people to the funnel, just the right people. Now, I had a lot of people in the funnel. I went crazy. I went buck wild. I did what all the gurus said. I did what all the real estate agents told me to do. Did what all the trainers and the coaches said. They said, just get everybody. Go out and talk to absolutely everybody and tell them what you do. And it wasn't until I dialed down and said, all I have to do is walk into real estate investment associations and tell people that I am the king of Fall River. If you want to invest Fall River, invest with me. What I discovered is if I went outside of my market, suddenly everybody wanted to work with me. If I got outside of Fall River, suddenly Boston, Providence, Worcester, everybody had money. It seemed like everybody had money as soon as I got outside of my city, because I was the only person who could open the gate for them. I was the only person who could let them know if it was safe or not safe. Hands to the camera if you recognize that principle. You got to be different from everybody else. You've got to be just a little bit different, but you got to go to the people who want what you got. Right? In Fall River, nobody wanted the guy who was a specialist in Fall River. But outside of the city, I was a hot commodity because I was the only one who did it. I was the only one who got that city, right? Other agents and other investors were like, yeah, I'll take you down there. I was like, if you go down there, you go with me, I'll make sure you make money. I'll let you know the areas. I'll let you know the streets. I'll let you know the stuff I own in the city. Separating yourself, stepping up by getting out of the audience that wasn't willing to pay. They grew up in the city. They knew the streets. They knew good and bad areas. They knew how to invest in the city. I got out of the little area that wasn't willing to pay, and I found people who were willing to pay. They were not where I expected them, but they were just as easy when they congregated together in one place with a common cause, with a common theme. Hands to the camera that if you were at the Names on Deeds event that I did, Names on Deeds, excellent. I've seen you rocking the shirts. You guys are amazing. I sold a product I knew the community wanted, where I knew the community would be. Does that make sense? Asked what you wanted, then delivered at a great price. And I threw in a shirt. Hands to the camera if you love the shirts. Names on Deeds. Hell yeah.
Where's mine?
Hell yeah. Terry, you didn't go to the event, bro. Oh, no, you were at the event. Darina, did we?
Hell.
We didn't send all the coaches a Names on Deeds shirt?
What the hell, man?
By we, I mean it was me that dropped the ball. Okay. And Darina, you're still muted. Cute, though. Beautiful. Excellent. So we'll get that handled. All right. So with this exercise, the important thing is to recognize that those people that you think have your money, if they haven't given it to you yet, one, either you're not letting them know about your amazing product or your desire for their cash. So there's something I see coaches do all the time. There's a lot of coaches in the room who used to do this, but don't do that anymore. They used to say, hey, here's what I do. Here's what I do. Here's what I do. And the person would be like, excellent. Keep doing it for free. I'm so thankful for you and this free content I'm getting. This is the best. Instead of saying, hey, here's what I charge. Do you want to pay me? Do you think my information is worth and valuable? Do you think my time is valuable enough to pay me? If you offer somebody the opportunity to pay you for something, they will. I know this because when I was training for free, I got letters in the mail with $100 bills on them, with checks in them saying, thank you so much. I didn't know how to pay you. I didn't know how to thank you. And so, because you don't have a program, you have nothing I can buy. So I just sent the check in the mail. I sent the cash in the mail. By the way, don't mail cash. I don't think that's smart, but that is what was happening before I started charging, because there's a universal truth. If you're delivering value, people want to give back. If you're giving, they must receive. The law of reciprocity. You give constantly, they also must receive. You cannot give without somebody receiving. And if you keep giving for too long, eventually somebody else is going to be receiving, and feeling like they got to give back. Hands to the camera if you've seen that before. Absolutely. That's why giving make so much sense in your business, but don't give what you don't have. Give what you have an abundance of. I have an abundance of energy. I have an abundance of education. I have an abundance of experience. And I have an abundance of access to video and technology. And so I leverage those tools to create more abundance of giving, a constant nature of giving, teaching, educating, training, and putting out a polarizing message that attracts in only people who want what I'm delivering, who want where I'm going. Hands to the camera if you know you want to be a millionaire, want to join the ranks of the 100 millionaires. Hell yeah. And once you're a millionaire, you'll be inspired to go and build your own 100 millionaires, because we all know if you surround yourself with 100 millionaires, you will become a multimillionaire. You are the average of your 5 closest friends. Surround yourself with successful people. Surround yourself with people who want to get more, who want more. I spend money with all my friends. I give all of my friends money. Even on Leo Finance, every post I make, Mitch and Mike get money, because I set it up that way, because they brought me in, they believed in me, they taught me, showed me. And so I'm like, here's a little cash. Thank you. Every post I make, they're my benefactors. I give them a little something. Mitch gets 15%. I made 2,000 crypto coins, which, by the way, when I started were worth 19 cents. Today, they're worth like $1.14. But I've been giving 15% to Mitch. Well, 20% to Mitch. And then I switched over to 15 and 15 to Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Mitch.
I'm just going to say, like, as you're building the FOMO, let me just basically explain all it is in the end is a financial blogging website. So if anyone's familiar with like Seeking Alpha, which is one of the most popular like financial like blogger websites where people earn for posting stuff, like, you know, everyday people can be, you know, someone that's followed and gets paid. It's similar to that, except for it's on a blockchain, which means it's
You're going to
run with
lose
the
a Mitch.
cryptocurrency, and you
we're-
earn coin by interacting. And that's it. Like, that's the simple end of it. And basically it means we make money instead of Mark Zuckerberg making all the money.
You're going to lose them, bro. We'll do an open, we'll open questions to crypto at the end. Let's give Mitch Shorsky a round of applause. If you are experiencing the FOMO, that's intentional. I want everybody in this community to understand crypto in a better way. I don't want you investing smart money behind it. I want you to invest small money or time or understanding. That's all. And Mitch is the key to doing that. And Ryan McDermott will tell you how much percentage you could put into that safely. So we have coaches who can safely guide you through the process. Now, who has your money comes from a very clear desire to go and identify more money in your life. You must become best friends with them. You must be willing to have relationships with people who have money. I love, like I was just saying, and yes, I know Leo is something that I create a lot of FOMO around, but I love paying my friends in crypto. I love paying my friends in cash dollars. I love paying my friends in education. There's different currencies that we have. I love all my tenants. I'm friendly with all my tenants. I love giving them housing, right? I love providing my service, and I love collecting the cash. I love bringing it in. Man, like, I earn every dollar because I'm just a decent human being. Hands to the camera if you know you're a decent human being, you're a good person. Yes. It's not enough unless the right people know about it. It's not enough to be a great person unless the people who are willing to pay you for that know who you are, right? People work with people they like, know, and trust. Like, know, and trust. But I'll add the definition of a buyer in here. The definition of a buyer is one who buys. One who buys. So you got to find people who buy, then make sure that they like, know, and trust you. Now, the definition of one who buys, or the reason, the inspiration behind somebody who buys, is they must have desire and money. Or, as Terry likes to say, access to capital. All right? Desire and access to cash, access to money. If they don't have both of those in combination, they're not a buyer. They're a suspect, right? We got prospects in our business, and then we got suspects. Now, they may sound and look the same, but they have a very different result. Who here has ever worked with a suspect? Yes, yes. They looked a lot like a prospect, but in the end, they didn't close because they're not a buyer. They didn't have the cash, or they didn't have the desire. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. Have you ever gone after somebody who had a lot of money and walked away without money? Hands to the camera if you've ever gone after somebody who had a lot of money and walked away without money because they didn't have the desire. Plain and simple. They did not have the desire, or they didn't like, know, and trust you. which that's number one, work on that. Be more likable, be more trustworthy, be more known. But if they didn't have the desire, there's no point in going after them. I don't care if somebody has money. I care about their desire, because if they have a big enough desire, they'll find a way to get the money. They'll hunt, they'll grind. I know, because I'm one of those people. I may not have the money that I want at the moment that I want it, but very quickly, I will go and collect it. I will find it to get what I'm looking for. Hands to camp if you know you're one of those people. Excellent. And you're a buyer. Be a buyer. If you want to attract more buyers, be a buyer. As within, so without. Who you are is who you will attract. When you operate like a buyer, when you think like a buyer, when you speak like a buyer, you'll be able to infiltrate where the buyers hang out. When you are a buyer, suddenly buyers are everywhere. When you are not a buyer, when you are a seller, sellers are everywhere. Hands to camp if you know all your commission. You know them by name. You got them in your cell phone. You know exactly where they're at. That's because you spent too long on the seller side. Get back into being a buyer. I told Darina, when I want to make money, I spend money. When I want to increase income, I invest. I throw it out there. I put out energy in a crazy way. I put it out and then I pull it back in, but it always brings back more. I always rope it back in with more. You have to be the same way. You have to understand you give first before you receive. You want more love? Hands to camp if you want more love in your life, right? Want more love. Love that person more. Do it first. Do it for them. Of course, you'll receive the reward, but love them first, and then you'll receive the love. It's the same with money. Put it out there. Invest in the right things. Invest in yourself. Invest in your time. Invest in your business structures. Invest in the people you're hanging around with. Spend a little time. Spend a little money with the right people. And then you'll become a buyer. And when you're a buyer, you'll attract more buyers, because buyers know buyers. Buyers hang with buyers, right? Buyers hang with buyers. You want more buyers? Hang with buyers. Be a buyer. The reason I used to go to all of these success events was because I knew that at those success events, there were other buyers. There were other people who were looking to do what I'm doing. There were other people who were in the tribe, who were in the hunt. It's the reason I hang with each and every one of you every single week at the 52 Weeks to Wealth. I know you're going to the top, right? We're going to the top of the mountain. Here's the cool thing. We're building it as we go. We're building the mountain as we climb it. So there's plenty of room for everybody at the top. We thought about it at the beginning. Hands to camp if you know we're going to the top. Hands to camp if you know you're part of it. Hell yeah. It's an easy process. Become the buyer and you will attract more buyers. In your mind, there is something that says, I don't want to buy this product. Kill it. That's what's stopping you from making money. Get a better product. Get something worth investing in. If there's something in your mind that says, I don't have the money to invest in this product that I sell, kill it. You've got to feel and understand the value of what you're doing. And so you have to want it bad enough. You have to believe. Who's heard this? You have to believe you're selling a great product to sell a great product. You got to believe you got a great product to sell it. Yeah. If you haven't sold a lot recently, it's because you haven't bought into what you're selling. You forgot how important it is. You forgot the value of what you're doing. And so who has your money starts with becoming the person who has your money. Starts with becoming the person who can identify that there's money out there and that you want to go and grab other things with it. Being that person who has somebody else's money will allow you to also attract money. Good one so far? Excellent. Dr. Terry Wager, we've got a book of the week since Mike Shine doesn't have the book with him. Although, Mike, can you hear us? Where you at, Mike? Real quick, because you're the master of books.
It looks like it's on the water.
Yeah, he's living life.
I'm on Deerfield Beach right now. It's beautiful.
But Mike, it's March.
Say hi to Brenda and Debbie. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just said hi to Brenda and Debbie.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I don't know, it cut out. But yeah, on a beach. Hopefully, gonna see Mitch. And
Nice.
Walter, actually.
If
Dr.
you're
Terry Wager.
If you're not first, you're last. So when I was in my grad program for psychology, all of the people that I was in competition with were saying that there are no good internships. They're free internships. You're going to work for a year free. You're going to get $10,000 internships. You're going to get all of these little ones. And I knew this principle that Grant Cardone talks about. And so what I did is I started talking to everybody with internships, everybody with positions, and I ended up with the highest paid internship. And I stayed there for 3 years, making $100,000 by the time I left there, from no degree to doctor. Then I went out on my own, and I actually started my own private practice, and all of the people around said, oh man, this place is saturated. You are never going to be able to build a practice the way you want it. Within 4 months, I was over 6 figures. And the principle that he talks about is you have to not think about what everybody else is saying. You got to forget about all what everybody else is saying, and you have to get yourself out there in the marketplace. You have to grab market share. You have to be exposed. You have to talk to people. You have to connect with everyone you know. If you want to be the person, you have to get the people who have done it. You have to connect with the people who know how to do it. You have to connect with the money. You can't listen to the noise outside, and you can't listen to the noise inside. And that's what Grant Cardone is talking about in his book. If you're not first, you're last. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be a millionaire? Why do you want to be a millionaire? Are you going to be listening to all of those people who say you can't, like Walter was talking about? Are you going to be listening to all of the doubt in your head? Are you going to tell yourself, oh my God, I don't have the money yet, I got to wait? Or are you going to go, you know what? I want that business, I'm all in. And are you going to start jumping into things, saying yes when it scares you? I had somebody that I sold into our coaching program 2 days ago, and she said, I'm really, really scared. And I said, that's why you need to do this. And she did. She jumped in. Here's the thing. If you're not first, you're last. And it's not talking about first of all of the people. It's talking about putting what you want, putting what you desire first in your life, and focus on that to move forward. Because if you're not doing that, you just let everybody else pass you by. And so what are you going to do about it?
And he also talks about in the book, first of mind, top of mind. If you're not the first person they think of.
Top of mind. And that's when you start getting out there. It's being the top of mind. It's being around, being connected to everyone, and getting yourself out there, getting on Facebook, getting on Instagram, getting into places like this and be seen. And that doesn't mean go into one group like this and then fight for it. Make your own group, make your own following, create a wave, and be at the top of it.
Let's give Dr. Terry Wager a round of applause. Mike Shine, what do you think? Great job. If you're not first, you're last.
If you're not first, you're last.
Great job, Terry. Great job.
Excellent. Before we jump into the coaches, I want to very quickly give you a path. If you're interested in the mentorship, hands to the camera if you've already joined the mentorship, already in the program, a graduate, rocking and rolling with us. Excellent. Excellent. Amazing. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate the relationship that we have and the trust you've put in us. And for everybody else who is wondering, when is the right time to take action? When is the right time to join the mentorship? When is the right time to take your life and your business and your family seriously and your goals seriously? $1,200 is a small price to pay to become a millionaire, to learn the process, to learn the habits, to learn what it takes to become, and to surround yourself with people who are doing it, to get those friends. Yes, it's called pay to play, buying relationships. I do it all the time. Every time I take somebody's money, I'm now friends. I've bought that relationship. I'm committed to them. they've given me their cash. Hands to the camera if you understand it's important to get to the table. It's important to get to the table. I have heard people say that the pay-to-play model is not real. It doesn't build real relationships. Hands to the camera, everybody in the graduate program who feels like you and I have a deep relationship. We are connected. No matter what, you can text me anytime. Yes. And I will answer and I will deliver, over deliver. Absolutely. That is my commitment. When I receive your money, we're a team. All of these coaches feel the same way. When you come through the mentorship, we're committed to you. We're committed to your success. It's an 8-week program that has a graduation to it. And when you graduate, you become more valuable to us because now you know how to make money. You know how to double your income. You know the processes of becoming a millionaire. When I offer an investment like South Coast Capital Investments, I've now created people who can invest. Hands to the camera if you know you want to be an accredited investor. That's a millionaire. A millionaire is an accredited investor. Somebody who makes over $250,000 a year or has a net worth of $1 million is an accredited investor. Ryan, is that the definition of accredited investor? Yes. Ryan McDermott has his Series 7. He's a financial planner, so he knows the investment model and what you have to be. Hands to the camera if you know you want to be accredited. You want to be a accredited investor. Yes, you want to be there. And you deserve it. Anybody can do it. I remember the first time I felt that I was one. They told me what it was, and I was like, holy shit, I'm one of those guys? Like, oh my God. Because I remember in 2008, they wouldn't let me day trade because I was not an accredited investor. They would not let me day trade. And I wanted so bad to day trade. And I remember thinking, one day I'll be there. One day I'll be there. And then when I was there, when I was finally an accredited investor, man, it felt cool. Man, it was the coolest feeling on the planet. 8 years later, I had become accredited. And I could make investments that nobody else could make. Hands to the camera if you want to be able to make the investments that nobody else can make. You want to make the investments that only the rich get access to. Only the people who have proven that they can be responsible with money get access to accredited investments, to the real money, to the real cash flow. They don't give that to normal people. And I got sick and tired. I said, I'm not going to be a normal people anymore. I'm getting on the other side of the chasm. And when I get there, I'm taking people with me. I'm taking as many people over, crossing that chasm with me, building a bridge. And if the chasm keeps separating, we'll keep expanding. Hands to the camera if you know you keep expanding to make sure people can get across. That's right. And that's what the mentorship is. I designed it to be scalable. I designed it so that I am not a one-on-one coach anymore. I designed it so Dr. Terry Wager handles that one-on-one coaching for me, so that Mitch Jorsky handles how to evaluate properties, so that Ryan handles how to evaluate your money. He's got a Series 7. It makes sense. I designed it so Mike Shine talks about partnerships. He's an attorney. Who else would you take that advice from? I've designed it so that Patrick Sullivan, somebody you can raise capital with, who's raised millions of dollars, can teach you how to raise a couple $100,000. Designed it so that Doug McGurk, the king of NLP, a master NLP practitioner, the king of learning how to speak properly so other people want to do what you're suggesting, the king of speaking on stage so that you can collect more money from people who have your money. That's who you get advice from. And of course, I'm in there every week in a group call. I make sure that I get all the attention for a little while and that you're getting a lot of my attention. So I remember your things. But I designed it so that you can become a millionaire. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a 3 to 5 year process. But if you take the time now to push the button, because that's where the fear comes around. You know you got the $1,200 either on a card or in your cash. But the fear comes when you go to register and you go to push the button. You're like, will he do what he says he does? Will he commit to me the way he's committed to these other 100 people who've been through the program? And the answer is always yes. The program gets better every single week, every single month. Me and the coaches are working on it constantly, tweaking it, improving it. My business partner, Ron Bowling, is always working on something on the back end to improve what you have, what the experience you get. So there's more resources. Dorina, constantly, she's an over-deliverer. Anytime there's something somebody says they need, she's like, oh, we should get this on the website. We need to create this. Can you go and create this video? In fact, she has a list of 100 videos that I have to create in the next 2 weeks. Hands to the camera if you know I'm a millionaire still working hard to keep you across that bridge. Yeah, because there's a lot of people just like you out there who need a little bit of help. And if you're serious and you want to take it to the next level, absolutely join the mentorship. Go to gualtermo.com/mentor, or you can schedule a call with Darina or one of our affiliates if you feel comfortable with somebody in here. Affiliates, feel free to reach out to anybody. Feel free to reach out to anybody who says they're interested. If you see their name drop in the chat, anybody who's been through the mentorship has my permission to sell their mentorship. If you have not been through the mentorship, my strong suggestion is you should go through the mentorship if you want to make more money. Hands to camera if that makes sense. Yes, like Terry said, don't say, oh, I'll buy your program when I figure out how to get the money. Buy the program. We will show you how to get the money. In fact, Ryan McDermott is famous for this because Ryan works with high net worth individuals. And for me and him were talking, we're like, I was like, Ryan, what do you do with somebody who has nothing in the bank? Like, what's the best investment? He's like, they need to learn how to make money, right? That best investment is they need to learn how to go collect money and then they can go get money. And then I can teach them how to save money on taxes. I can teach them how to invest and make more money with their money. Hands to the camera if you know you want to make more money with your money, save money on taxes. Yeah. But first, you got to get money. If you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest, you're missing out on an opportunity. Right now, there are opportunities all over the place that you're missing out on. And so if you have not figured out how to collect and acquire assets and money, then that's who the mentorship's for. It's for you. That's why it makes sense for you to go fill out, register, click the button, join us. Join us in the 100 millionaires. Join us in building a $1 billion company and get your piece, get your cut. Give me a round of applause. I'll take it. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's powerful stuff. You have the ability to be more because you can learn. You can. When I started, it took me 5 years. It took me 5 years to become financially free. It took me 7 years to become a millionaire. When I started this, I had absolutely nothing. I was broke. I was divorced. I was uneducated. I had no college degree. I had no money. I had no skills. I was an introvert. I had absolutely nothing going for me. I was in one of the worst cities in the state. Highest crime. But I committed. It took me 5 years to get financially free. I committed to myself because I didn't care anymore. I was sick and tired of being broke. I was sick and tired of not having enough, not being able to deliver on the promises, not being able to provide my family and my wife what I wanted to give them. And so I started buying real estate. I bought one house, then I bought another, then I bought another, and I bought another. And then I bought 42 units, got all the way up to 42, sold down to 12, and I got back up to 68. So I know what I'm doing. I've done it before. You just got to want it bad enough. And then I built a community of over 100 future millionaires. We built 12 millionaires last year. Hands to the camp if you know you want to be part of that group. You know you want to build millionaires. You know you have it in you. Hell yeah. Of course you do. We all do. Deep down, each one of us wants to contribute. Deep down, after you've made all the money, you're going to find something that makes you say, I've got to go do this. I got to go do something with my life. I know because I retired at 30 years old. And I realized there was more to life than just having all your freedom. You had to give back somehow. You had to build something. The mentorship is just one of the tools that I use to give back. The reason it costs something is because I'm sick and tired of working with people who aren't serious. I only want the players in the room. I only want the motivated people in the room. I only want the people who have my future money. I'll build you. I'll work you to get there. But I am tired of wasting time with people who don't have money, don't want money, aren't interested in money. No way, no how. I'm not interested. I got no time for that. I'm on a bigger mission. 100 millionaires in 2021. Let's give you a round of applause for hanging out with us every week. Wealth principle number 8 is don't save for a rainy day. Book of the week will be Scott Trench's Set for Life. Make sure that you're there. Before we jump off, I want to make sure we give all the coaches an opportunity to teach and preach and share what they've got to say on this topic. Doug McGurk, the king of stage speaking and getting people to listen. And I've learned a lot from Doug, by the way. Who thinks I'm a great speaker? Who thinks I'm engaging and I teach and I educate? Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you, brother.
You are doing the work, and that's the difference. You're constantly improving and striving to do even more for the community. So let's give Walter a hand. Come on. So yeah, brilliant as always. And one of the things that also comes to me is the idea, the thing that's stopping you and I from getting to that next level is ultimately that belief in ourselves. It's not that we don't believe that that mentorship will or won't work. It's that there's a fear within ourselves and we're not going to apply it. Because if you notice, everyone who's been in the program is getting the results. True or true? If you're in the program, you're getting the results, right? So here's the idea and the brilliance behind the program. You get to borrow our belief in you. So get on the phone. If you haven't gotten on the phone with Terry yet, or with me, or with Darina, get on the phone and just learn more about what is possible for you. Because sometimes we have a scotoma around this self-worth issue. If you're not investing in yourself, it's not because you don't think the product is worth it. Because if you're here, or if you're watching any program, if you're curious about anything, you know there's something in there calling you. What's preventing you is something inside that is not having faith in yourself enough to apply it. So the power of the community like this is you get to borrow our beliefs, you get to borrow our faith in what's possible and help push it over the edge, because everyone is capable of achieving absolutely anything you put your mind to. The only thing stopping you is what's up in here, what's in here, and a lack of an alignment with then something even bigger. So brilliant as always, Walter. I will leave it at that, and God bless you all.
Let's give Doug McGurk a round of applause. It's absolutely true. I am never concerned whether I have sold or delivered the product well enough. I'm only ever concerned on whether that person believes in themselves. And if somebody doesn't believe in themselves that they'll be able to deliver on the money they've invested, it's the saddest thing to me, because, it's like you want to teach a child and you love the child, but they don't want to listen to you, hands to the camera, because they don't believe that they can do it. You know that they could jump something. I remember watching this video with this little girl who wanted to jump on this box, and she wanted to do it without using her hands. And she was, getting mad and upset. And the coach was like, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. And she was like, I can't do it. She was crying and, I can't do it. And she'd get back up and she'd try. And then she proved to herself, she wouldn't even really put an effort in, just only one foot went up, right? And proved to herself that she couldn't do it. And after talking and getting her excited, jumping with her and saying, you can do it. I know you can. And taking her by the hand and then going and saying, let's jump. Let's do this together. She made it on top of the box. She got excited, so excited. She celebrated her success. And then after that, she was able to do it without the handhold. When somebody believes in themselves that it's possible, nothing changed about her physical ability. We agree nothing changed about her physical ability. But when she believed it was possible for her to jump on that box without somebody holding her hand, she suddenly was able to jump on that box. Sometimes we just need that little push. Thank you, Doug. Phenomenal perspective. Let's see who's next. Dr. Terry Wager. By the way, let's give everybody who's got a 100 Millionaire shirt on a round of applause. Hell yeah. That's my people. Appreciate you guys. And if you got the names on Deed's shirt, hold it up. Hell yeah. I see you, Dave. My man. Excellent. Dr. Terry, you're up.
We've been talking about getting yourself out there, building your business, letting go of the people who don't have the money. How many of us in here need to let go of that part of ourselves that think we don't have the money? How many of us need to let go of that part that stops us from moving forward, that starts thinking that in any moment, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next year, I'll take that step? It's not just the broke friends we need to get rid of. We need to get that piece of ourselves that keeps talking about being broke, get rid of that part, so that we can reach our aspirations, so that we can inspire ourselves, and that we can go forward and do the things that we want to do, because the only thing that's stopping every one of us is us. We're stopping ourselves. And so I tell myself, just like in that book, and I have listened to Grant Cardone's If You're Not First, You're Last, like freaking 50 times. I listen to that book all the time because I want that in my mind, that I need to put myself first in my life by serving other people. And don't make any mistake about it. Grant Cardone is all about serving other people. And he does that because he puts himself first, and he puts what he wants first by serving other people. And so if you want your life to look a certain way, you got to put yourself first, and you got to start saying yes to yourself, and you got to start investing in yourself. And if you start getting scared about how you're going to do it, that's where you got to go. You got to step in, whether it's the mentorship, or it's one of our coaching programs, or it's another coaching program that's not in here that's really going to move you forward. It doesn't matter where it is, but stop playing small and step into it. Christine and I talk about getting on the bullet train of action. That's what happens when you start working with us. We help you get rid of that hesitation and start moving forward. The first step for a lot of people is the mentorship. Then you get on the bullet train.
I love that. Let's give Dr. Terry a round of applause. The bullet train. It's true. It's true. If you've been going slow in your life up until this point, it's because you didn't believe in yourself enough. You can push through. When I changed the way I thought, I changed the way I earned. That was the difference. I'm telling you, and it's crazy because I say it to people all the time, and they're like, yeah, but what'd you really do? I am telling you, I changed the way I think and the way I saw the world, and the world gave me money because I changed how I felt about myself. I said, I am the kind of man that can acquire that capital. I am the kind of man that can be trusted with other people's money, with other people's real estate, with other people's businesses and ideas and dreams. I am that person who can be trusted to create what they want for themselves. Hands to the camp if you know you're that person. Hands to the camp if you know you're trustworthy, you're ethical, you're moral. You're going to do things legally and explode your business by doing whatever it takes to serve the people who have your money, to serve the people who have what you want. Excellent. I know you are. That's why we hang out. That's why we get along. Like attracts like, my friend. Like attracts like. Doug McGirt, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add one quick thing as well. In addition to that belief, I think the challenge we also attract, what I've noticed, everyone on this call and everyone that, we're attracting here are all givers, that we care about people, that we, like the idea of service excites us. We have to also balance with, you have to be willing to receive. That sometimes we just keep giving and giving and giving, and we're thinking like that's this, like, our duty, our altruism is a part of our identity. But if we don't have anything in return, we can't give anymore. So you're actually preventing further success by not allowing yourself to receive. And that, again, gets back into that self-worth issue and all of those other issues that you need the support from Terry, myself, from Walter, from Drina, Patrick, all of us, Ryan, Michael, everyone here is going to help you also get into, and Mitch, that switch of being worthy of receiving because of the giving.
I love
so
it.
it's just, I just wanted to, sometimes I think we get into this idea, well, I'll just keep giving. I'll just keep giving. It's like, well, yeah, at some point you have to be able to be willing to receive the abundance, as it were. It's not just an abundance of giving, it's an abundance of receiving.
So powerful, Doug. And here's an exercise I learned a while back at the Millionaire Mind Intensive. Let's give Doug a round of applause. It is a common truth that is so often forgotten in society. And yes, one, I don't believe people give enough. I do believe there's more to give. There's a lot more to give. There's a lot more energy, a lot more attention, a lot more people we can affect. But on the other side, you also have to be really comfortable with receiving. Because if you don't receive, people can't give. And I believe people need to give more. I believe there's a lot more giving to be done. And so by you inspiring other people, by giving first, you must receive so they can give. Hands to the camera if you understand that.
Yeah,
ahead, Doug.
and imagine like the gift of, like, think Christmas time or holidays or birthdays, and like you give all these like thought to, oh, I just want to give this person this something, and you do because you want that, like, yay, you know, thank you. But then when they want to do the same for you, you're like, nah, no, thank you. Like you're like basically saying to God, like the universe, no thanks. Like, and he's like, well, why am I going to give you more? You're not even taking what I want to give you. I want. So it gets a lot deeper into some, you know, like core
Spiritual
belief
stuff.
systems. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're getting there, but it's important because we are, you know, these spiritual beings in this kind of meat sack of a world walking around, and it's you know, important distinction that we at least need to be aware of so that we could do something about it if we see it creeping up. Sorry, I didn't mean to monopolize. I was just
You did amazing, Doug. That's a big value add. And Peter, go ahead, bro. Get that multifamily seller call. I love it. You got this, man. No, Doug, and Terry, these are the mindset coaches, by the way. Hands to the can if you recognize these guys understand how the mind works. They've studied it. Yes, they're delivering on the real stuff. The real way to build a business is all up here. There is no outside to a business if you can't hold it together up here. First, it starts here. You see it, then you can go create it. Mindset's really important. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I love having a crew like this who can back up the facts. Mike Shine, you want to give us some info, brother? Give us some light from
Sure.
sunny Florida.
Yeah. So for me, Walter, when you were talking about, I guess you were saying creative versus competitive. I used to spend a lot of time seeing people succeeding in my industry and just getting jealous and angry. And what you pointed out is that you learned from those people and you saw that because they could do it, you could do it. And so for me, that was what made the most impact. It's a creative world. And once you get your mindset that there's plenty, there's abundance, you can thrive. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
I love it. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. I love the dedication. Even while he's on vacation, he still shows up to the calls. What an awesome person. And a powerful part of this community. Ryan McDermott, I see you sitting there with knowledge, brother. I see it.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're not first, you're last. You know, besides being a great quote from Ricky Bobby and the critically acclaimed Talladega Nights, clearly a great book. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the suspect versus prospect. Anybody who's trying to build a business is living this. It's a real. I struggled with it. And you know, in my world, you know, I'm in the wealth management business, but I also have a lot of big personal goals. And I kind of naively assumed when I started in business that everyone was thinking the same way as me. But the reality is you know, a lot of people aren't. In fact, they aren't. They're just not. You know, so they're suspects, and you get in this vicious cycle of rejection from suspects. You know, until you get wise and hire a coach or a mentor to explain to you what's actually happening. You can build systems around yourself to protect yourself from suspects, and that you only have prospects. And, you know, at the root of it is deciding, I think, what, you know, who you want to serve so that you can niche down and be top of mind in that niche, so that you could just explode your business. You know, so, I mean, I joined, you know, the Alchemist mentorship program originally as a student to learn how to invest in real estate, because that's kind of, you know, the trajectory that I was going on with my own personal net worth. But what I discovered was a practical example of how to effectively explode a business, not by an exclusive desire to create more net worth for the founder or for the founder to buy more properties or whatever, to sell more real estate, but by creating a movement bigger than one person. It's the ultimate lesson. I mean, it really is worth so much more than any MBA I could ever have went out and bought. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is, if you want to earn more dollars from others, you need to invest in others. I don't know why, I can't explain it, but the second you start investing in yourself by paying others to learn the skill sets or buy the service that you need, move yourself forward, you grow, and you grow quickly. And the universe rewards you with real prospects and not suspects. Thank you.
I love it. Let's give Ryan a round of applause. And here's the crazy thing. Man, I have seen everybody on the other side of this, because I was watching a video where Grant Cardone said exactly what Ryan just said, is that you pay to learn more. Broke people say the opposite. Broke people are like, no, you should never pay for advice. Advice should be free. Why the fuck are you broke then? Why am I like, if you're broke and you're giving me money advice, I'm not interested. Hands to the camera if you only want advice from people who got what you want. If they got money and they're telling you they got money from paying people to teach them how, then it makes sense with why did you go to school in the first place, right? That high school wasn't enough. That's why you had to pay for college, right?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You got to pay for college to get a real job, right? That's what you were told. Here's the deal. The world has changed. You have to pay for personal development, business knowledge, real estate knowledge, stock knowledge, investment knowledge in order to get better at business. You don't want a job. You want a business. You want to get rich, right? Who's teaching that? Broke people? Those aren't who I want to learn how to build my business from. They haven't proved it for themselves. This is what I learned is when a successful person built a coaching program, I bought that coaching program because one, they built success in the business I wanted to learn. And two, I wanted to learn how they built their coaching business because one day I wanted to be a coach. One day I wanted to be able to deliver such a valuable product that changed people's lives that I could get paid for it. So I could do what I love and get paid for what I love. Hands to the camera if you want to be a coach one day. One day you'd like to give it all back. You'd like to coach it. Well, you have to get paid for it. You have to, because if you don't get paid for it, they won't take it seriously. If you don't get paid for it, they won't take it seriously. For all our future coaches, for all our future millionaires, for everybody who's going to go out and build their own millionaires, just know if they don't pay, they won't play. And if they're not willing to pay in the form of money, but they're willing to pay in the form of assets or in knowledge, dude, I'll take the assets and knowledge before I take money any day of the week. You want to pay me in crypto? Man, I'll take that faster. You want to pay me in real estate? Let's get it on. Let's go. You want to pay me in knowledge that will make me an extra couple $1 million a year? I'll take that before I take money before any day of the week. Hands to the camera if you know that's true. That's how an investor thinks. You give me knowledge, I'm in debt. You give me something that I can make money with, man, I owe you. I got this. Absolutely. I will pay for that. I appreciate it, guys. Ryan, great job. Well said. Mitch Jorsky, what fire can you bring to the table? What mystical, magical knowledge do you have?
Dude, you do me a favor when you let me go last. They already burned down the house. This is easy. I can just be like, what those guys said. I mean, honestly, I think 3 different times now what I was going to say changed in my mind based on what Terry said, based on what Doug said, based on what Ryan said. It's pretty funny. I'm just like, yeah, what those guys said. But I mean, all of it hits home. Here's the thing, like, I don't care how successful you are or how many people you coach, like you can always learn stuff from other people. So like everything they said, there was a gem that I'm like, yep. And so just because I'm sitting here, as a coach, like doesn't mean I'm not learning as well. So, I mean, we all are our own individuals. We all have different goals. We all have different investing styles. We all have different fears, different greed. And like when Doug was talking about the whole receiving thing, like everyone knows I'm like, all other coaches know I'm notorious for that. Like, I don't like asking for things. I don't receive well. I'm always like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can ask Galter and Mike with the whole crypto thing. I'm like, oh, don't worry. I'm spending hours with these guys showing them what to do. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. And it's true. And, it becomes a problem because you want to give, right? And in order to receive, but if you're not willing to receive, then you actually hesitate to give because you become overwhelmed because in your mind, giving is just, I'm giving, that's it. I don't expect anything in return, which you really shouldn't, but you have to be willing to receive. And, all I can do is share my personal experiences. That's how I teach. I mean, I think wisdom comes from experience. I've been investing for 20 years. Yes, believe it or not, I am that old. And that's what I share with this knowledge. And I see these things, and this holds true in, the careers I've been in the investing worlds I've been in, where it's like, give. And then when people are trying to, give back, I'm like, no, don't worry about it. We're good. Like, you have to be willing to receive, and you can't, and like, don't feel bad about it. Otherwise, like, Doug said, the universe will be like, all right, well, he doesn't want this stuff, so we'll just stop giving you stuff. So it's something like, it sounds so simple, but it's very profound and it's true. And I share it just because like that's something I experience personally. And then, you talk about, go big, go home. If you're not first, you're last, right? Terry mentioned about going big. This is so true in that you need to recognize opportunities. And like my brand's Scaredy Cat. That's for a reason. It's because I was a scaredy cat and then it's worked towards being a courageous lion, right? So I can brag and also be sad in the fact that I've been right with some huge investments over the years, right? The problem is I didn't go big. I was scared. I was a scaredy cat. I didn't go big, right? So I've hit some home run. I bought Bitcoin in 2016. I should be on an island right now, but I only bought a little bit because it was like, I didn't really recognize the opportunity, or maybe I was just too scared. So there's a difference between taking reckless risks and actions and asymmetrical risk. If you're in a position where you have the possibility of making 10x the one that you can lose, that might be one of those opportunities where you're supposed to put your foot down on the pedal some more. So recognizing when to go big is huge. And when you do, don't be scared to do it. And you just know, like you feel it in your gut and you're like, shit, I should have done more. I should be doing more. And the reason that I like, especially sharing this now, is because I'm in a thing right now, a crypto project that launched related to Leo Finance, where I literally woke up yesterday after taking like a little power nap and I'm like, crap, I need to get in more.
Mitch,
And
what's
it's
the name
recognizing
of that
those
project?
moments.
Is it that right there? The Cub Finance?
Dude, stop teasing people. Go away with that. Don't
Watch this
stop.
number while Mitch talks. Go ahead, Mitch. Tell me about it. What was your revelation? Because I think it's the same one I had this morning.
No, like that was it. I was yesterday, I took a power nap because this week's been like a complete, just bender with this project launching and not sleeping much. And I woke up, I literally woke up almost like in a panic and I'm like, crap, I need more. Because I recognize the opportunity right now. So it's just like I'm pushing myself above where I normally would go. Like I had a plan, I've doubled that, and now I'm actually above that. And I'm still thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm not hitting this hard enough. And this for me personally goes back to, decades of finding good opportunities and not ever going. And this is also why I've never lost though. Like my track record is sick because I am so careful, but that's not to say like win-loss ratio is huge, but like the risky things like never blew me up because I never put myself in a position where I had to worry about it, but I also never put myself in a position to 10x. If you're not first, you're last. Like I never put myself in a position to be first. I'm great at coming in third. Like give me bronze medals all day. Like, and you can make a living like that. You can make a great living. Hell, you can get to the Hall of Fame in baseball just slapping singles your whole career. I mean, but who do we who's living that next level lifestyle? Who do we remember? Not the guy hitting all the singles. So
Mitch, you're going all in.
Recognizing opportunity. You don't want to be reckless, but when that opportunity is there, the asymmetrical risk is there. That's the key. And if you read any book on successful hedge fund managers, like there's a book called Market Wizards. All these guys, it's about like 5-1. 10-1, it's like 4-1, like minimum, anything they do. Like they're not putting their money on stuff where it's like a 1-to-1 risk reward. Like you're going to lose over the long run. No one's right more than 50% of the time. You can look at the track record of the best investors in the world. Their track record, like it's 50% is like, you're the man. So you should be able to make money being right 1 out of 3 times. And that's how asymmetrical risk works.
Have you been watching this number right here? Hands to the camera if you're watching this number go up.
How much money will you all lose just by not being in it right now?
There's literally, you're losing money by not being. That's what Mitch told me as he was setting me up. He's like, bro, like it doesn't matter. You just need to get in. And I was like, yeah, but which one should I buy? He's like, you're losing money by not buying one of them. Don't be an idiot. Just pick one. And I was like, oh my, him and Mike showed me their screen. I was like, oh my God, like that's real. It's temporary. It's temporary. It won't be moving like this for long.
Yes, exactly. This is going to change real fast.
And so
strike while the iron's hot.
So when we say that, it is only for people who have expendable cash. Like we could lose the money we have invested in there. And although Mitch is doubling down and going in hard, I'm going 5 times more what I had in there previously. 5 times, Mitch. Catch me if you can. But I had less than you did. So you did have a lot in.
2 things. just like I said to you and Mike, and I said to, my business partner back in 2017 in the crypto bubble, I said Vegas money. Vegas money only. Whatever you would take to Vegas is what I am comfortable with helping you put into this. After that, you can do whatever you want, but Vegas money. And also, everyone's position is different. Like I'm free rolling. So I'm going balls to the walls on this thing, but it's all with basically crypto that I've earned over the last 5 years, which is all a free roll. So in a way, my risk is minimal and my upside is huge, but I recognize the opportunity. So it's like, all right, I can keep the crypto I have and I can keep riding Bitcoin and all that stuff, or I could just load up on this that possibly can 10x my money in the next 3 months. And it's about recognizing opportunity, but still being prudent about doing it. Like if this thing blows up tomorrow, it's not going to change my life at all. It's going to be like, well, that sucked. And I lost, some money in crypto, but my bank account's the same. My rental property is the same. My passive income's the same. Right. And that's the point.
I like it. Good suggestion and good words of advice. And that's how we invest in everything. That's how we invest in everything. Is my first house was not money I needed. It was money that I had that I want to invest. I don't save for a rainy day. I save for investment. And that's Wealth Principle 8, which is next week. So be here, be square. But anything that we invest in, hands to the camera, if we commit, we only invest with money that we don't need. We save to invest, not save for a rainy day. We save to invest. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, I had to show my screen because the entire time we've been talking, I've been looking over at it and be like, damn, I love this right now. I mean, like the amount that I'm making, even though it looks good, was double what it was 2 days ago when I first got in. We were at a 5,000% APR, and I think we're at like a 2,600% APR. So it's cut down in half. Our APR is going down, but it's still absolutely crazy. Ryan, those are good numbers, right? They're unsustainable numbers, right, Ryan? We know this. We're very aware of the unsustainability of it.
It goes down every day.
So while it's going down, we're aping in, which, by the way, I just learned the word of aping in. It's when you go ape shit on an investment. So you go in with large amounts. And Mitch teaches me so much stuff about this crypto community. It's pretty crazy. But what is cool about it is when you understand the investment and you have great advisors who are going in and are willing to take the time with you to say, hey, look, this is the right deal. Go in, go hard. Then you can make those choices. You can make those decisions. And so Mitch was very cautious with teaching us. In fact, he had to go prove it with his own money before he would even jump on a call with me and Mike. He's like, guys, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. We're like, bro, like, tell us how. And he's like, I'm not telling you how until I figure it out. And I know I can confidently teach it. Like, that's how the conversation went. And the whole time I was like, bro, like, let's go. Like, I want in, like, I'll take risks. Like, I'll figure things out too. But he's like, no, I've got to make sure he can't let his friends lose money. And Mike's a boomer. So he's concerned about Mike and not being able to do things.
I don't think I'm concerned about Mike. He could just sell some Tesla.
He's the king of crypto now. Mike's killing it in crypto. In fact, we were on a call the other day and Mike was like, Walter, it's this, it's that. This is how it's done.
Well, and the irony
I appreciate
is,
you guys.
A lot of people got help from me recording some Zoom calls with Mike, showing how to do things. And I posted those on Leo Finance, and there's like comments like, "Thank you so much. Your friend seems like he doesn't know what he's doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's called Boomer Videos for cryptocurrency."
I love it. Thank you, Mike, for being able to ask those questions.
Right. As long as I can help out, I'm happy. I don't care what they say about me.
It's awesome. No, it's a lot of fun. Is Darina still on the call? Let me see. Or is she out on a walk right now? There she is.
Oh, I'm here.
Your screen went sideways, so I could barely see you.
Well, I'm on my phone at the moment.
I'll fix that. Whatever's going on over there with the internet.
Yeah. Well, I am so blessed to be around amazing people and coaches. I think that every single week when we have to and get to and have a chance to listen to, like, oh, wow, there's such an untapped resourcefulness in this group that I'm always amazed and surprised and thrilled. Like every time, one of you guys start talking, I'm like, oh my God, so much, give me more. get hungry and hungry for that knowledge and wisdom you guys have. It's incredible. And I think my takeaway is the energy that we all put out. Money is energy. And if you want to attract money, who's got the money? You got to get that energy going. Like attracts like, as within, so without. So as long as you get the energy going and you have intention, when you walk into the room, when you open up your Facebook, when you just walking on the street, you have that energy that you're worth it, that, it's not selfish, it's self first. You can receive, you can attract by putting that energy out there. So the money will flow. It's just something that universe can see, feel, and help you to receive it. And you're totally worth it. And next time someone gives you a compliment, you look great, say thank you. Don't give it back, receive it. Start small. And I've learned actually with Walter, like, oh, you look beautiful, you too. Oh, you look like, no. You gotta receive. And you will feel a little strange at first, but then you're like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much. And then maybe you'll take your turn and give it back, an hour later. But that's how you also receive anything in life. You recognize it, acknowledge, accept it. Someone wanted to give, and you take, and you appreciate, and you being grateful. So put your energy out there, love yourself, and everything else will line out. It starts with you. Anything you do starts with you. Now, who's got your money? It's out there. Put the energy and it will come to you. So that's my biggest takeaway.
Awesome. Let's give Doreen a round of applause. She does. Sometimes she calls me beautiful. I take it. I receive those compliments. Yes, I am beautiful. You're right.
I'm sorry, one more distinction. Awesome, Dorina. Just to piggyback on that, the universe and all this, it's not the mafia. So it's not like, hey, I give to you, you give to me. Like, we want to think a little bit bigger. So when we are freely giving, that is cool. We just need to be open to the other opportunities to receive. So that doesn't mean stop doing what you're doing, expecting something in return from that person specifically. It's from something much bigger. We're talking about something that's much bigger than the law of reciprocity is not an exchange, an equitable exchange back and forth specifically. It's there, but it also is something a lot bigger. I just needed to throw that out there because I think sometimes get confused with what the art of receiving really is. It's not because you gave to someone specifically and we're trading. It's bigger than that. So sorry, I wanted to be sure I didn't forget that.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Yeah.
Truth bombs galore. Love it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you can always compliment people on something else. There's always something out there. If you want to win people over, love them first. If you want to win in sales, I used to say this to my agents when I was teaching them how to door knock and how to get into a seller appointment and convert faster. My conversion rate is 2 times higher than the average agent. Average agent's conversion rate is 25%. I was 50%. And if they called me, I was a 98% conversion rate. I already knew I had it. The secret was, before I got to the house, before I got to the door, I was already thinking, when I walk in there, I love this person. I can't wait to figure out everything about them that I love. I cannot wait to figure out how we can be best friends. Like, I'm going to figure out what I love about them. Then I'm going to figure out what we got in common. And then we're going to become best friends. Because I never went on an appointment that I didn't see value in. I always went on an appointment that I knew I was willing to build a deep relationship with. And so when I got in there, I built a deep relationship and we're friends for life. I still have friends of mine texting me who I sold their houses years ago. They live in Florida. No reason to communicate. When I moved to Florida, like, dude, like, congratulations. Like, it's so great to have you down here. Finally, you moved down. We just stay in touch. Because I went in with that deep relationship, went in building a friend, wanted to meet people and stay in touch for life. And if you're afraid of having more than 100 friends or 200 friends, just go after bigger friends, right? I know I can handle a certain amount of people in my network. It's probably somewhere between 250 people that I can have a deep, good relationship with. Then beyond that, it becomes a little more superficial, but I'll remember names and faces. So if you can only use a small group of people, then you've got to level up the quality of people if you want big goals. You got to level up the people you're hanging around with. Who has your money? Like if you're going to say you got your 5, 10, 15, 25 best friends, right? Okay, keep them for life. But if you got to replace and bring in a new 100 people, bring in 100 people who are good, healthy, powerful, loving, caring, financially intelligent, financially free people who are abundant, people who want to pay you, want what your services are. If you're going to go make new friends anyway, get rich friends, right? Get people who do the things you want to do, right? When I was traveling across the country, going to all the success events, I was looking for people who went to success events because I wanted friends who did what I did. I wanted friends who were growing the way I was growing, who wanted to move the way I was moving, who wanted to build the way I was building. I was seeking out my friends. They became clients and business partners. Hashtag winning, right? Now I just get to work with people that I like and trust and want to see rich. Man, anytime we find a way to work together, I'm like, guys, let's work together. Let's go make money together. Let's go do this. Your skills, my skills, their skills. I got the friend who can do that because I went out and I built that network. Hence the camp, it's the network that dictates your net worth. And you can meet people with high net worth because I did. I grew up in a city with no money, grew up with a family with no money, and I became a person who attracts people with money. My phone is hundreds of millionaires. There are hundreds of millionaires on my phone. And I got a couple decamillionaires in there. I got a couple hectomillionaires in there. In fact, can I tell the story of a hectomillionaire that called me this week? Who wants to know about that big money?
Me.
Ron calls him a bajillionaire because we don't really know how much he owns, but we know it's a lot. Like a lot. And so he called and he said, hey, I owe you $34,000. Accounting mistake, whoops. And, I was like, well, that's very nice of you. He's like, yeah, I know most people probably would have, brushed on the rug. You probably would have never noticed. And I was like, no, we probably never would have noticed. Ron, by the way, we probably never would have noticed. Whoops. But that's good. We got to a point where 34,000 can disappear and we have people who will bring it back to us. We work with some amazing lenders. We work with some amazing people. And he's a private money lender. He's not a corporation. He's not, he's a guy who's done very well for himself. And he told me, he's like, yeah, it's all about the relationships. I like you guys. I like what you're doing. Let me know about your next deal. I might buy into it. If you can give me the numbers for South Coast Capital, maybe I'll buy into that. It's all about building deep relationships, being a decent human being and going after big things and going to where big people hang. They're not big. Let me take that back. Cause I said this on a call yesterday with one of our students. The deal isn't big. The people aren't big. Their net worth isn't big. They're just people. It's just net worth. It's just a deal. All deals are the same size, relatively speaking. All deals are the same amount of effort, relatively speaking. All deals require the same input and output. Money in, money out. That's it. Tenants in, tenants out. It's a very simple process. The scalability of it just means one more person to manage it, two more people to manage it, whatever the scalability is. It's just a deal. Don't get excited about deals. Don't get excited about meeting new people. Get excited after you met them. Get excited after you close. Celebrate after you've got the win. Before that, there's no excitement. It's just a normal person. Treat everybody with respect. You don't know who they are. Could be a janitor, could be a billionaire. Treat them with the same level of interest, the same level of love, the same level of respect, the same level of I want to be your friend. And if you identify that this person's corrupt in the mind, walk away. Cool. That if they're not going to add value to you, walk away. But if they're growth focused, they want to build, they want to see you do well, they want to do well themselves, hang out with that person. If they're a giver, you identify them as a giver. I don't care if they got nothing to give. Hang out with givers. They'll inspire you to be a better giver. If they're a great receiver, I don't care if you've got nothing for them to give you for you to receive. Hang out with them because they've learned something. The richest people I know are great at that balancing act that Doug's talking about, the giving and receiving. And they're great at giving and receiving knowledge, advice, and compliments. Make sure you receive when you're hanging out with wealthy people. Man, the coolest thing I've discovered from hanging out with wealthy people is they pay attention to me in a way that makes me so uncomfortable. I'm like, damn, he's playing better than I'm playing right now. He's got me talking. All right. All right. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. The person who talks most loses. That's the name of the game. If you can listen more and let that other person keep talking, you're winning. Hands to the camera if you understand that. It's a delicate balancing act. When I'm talking to successful people, it's like, man, they're playing just as good as I'm playing. We're like calculating, have I given them enough respect? Like popping the ping pong ball across the table, just back and forth in synchronicity. And it's calculated. What do I talk about to entice them? What are they talking about to entice me? And it's back and forth, and it's just like so much value in the conversation. And we leave with homework. Like I'm talking to a bajillionaire, right? And he left with homework for me. I left with homework for him. He left with, I'm going to think about how I can help you guys out. I left with, I'm going to go get the numbers for you. Yep, you got it. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. Successful people want to see you successful. Have you had a conversation with me? And at the end of the conversation, I was like, all right, let me see what I can do. At the end of the conversation, I'd already added value. I'd already found a way to solve a problem. Yes. And the coaches are the same way. I learned so much about income and increasing income from Dr. Terry Wager. In fact, I owe a lot to Dr. Terry. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be earning as much as I do with the training company. I wouldn't be charging as much as I do with the training company. And I wouldn't be helping as many people as I do with the training company if it wasn't for the training I've taken with Dr. Terry Wager. Let's give Dr. Terry a round of applause. If it wasn't for Terry, you and I might not have the relationship that we have because he pushes me to grow more.
I just share a little win that a friend of mine called me Thursday. And he said, Terry, what you talked about with me, what we worked on for the last year and a half, we've realized now. And this is my friend who owns the cannabis law firm. And he's like, now I want to double that. And he went from just being a $5,000 a month lawyer, that's all he was bringing in net, to a $2.5 million firm. And he wants to double that. And he wants to start building on his own. And that's the kind of things that happen when you surround yourself with the people who want to grow. That's the kind of things that happen when you start saying yes, even when you're not sure it's right for you. When we start working together, we start collaborating, even if it seems like, hey, I got this. How big do you want to get? How many people can you include in your journey? And what are you willing to pay for to get there?
I like it. I agree. And by the way, I am a buyer. That's why I can sell. I am a massive buyer. I love buying, man. Like anytime I talk to somebody, I'm like, sell me something. Please sell me something that's going to make me more money. You sell me something that makes me more money, I will buy all day. When Mitch told me about crypto, I was like, dude, I'm in. I spent thousands. I put it in and I got tens of thousands back. By the way, thank you, Mitch. Grant Cardone is running 10X this weekend. Hands to the camera if you're going to Grant Cardone's 10X. It's happening, started yesterday. It's happening right now, which is a reminder for me to jump off this call because I got to go back and I got to get amped up. I'm going to train. I paid because I believe in what he does. I believe I have learned over the last 4 10Xs that I've been to and been involved with that I've gained something every single time. Hands to the camera if you know that you got to pay to play sometimes. Yes, you got to motivate yourself sometimes. You got to fill yourself with motivation, with energy, with inspiration, with desire, drive, and dedication to get yourself to the next level. If you don't do it for you, nobody else will. You've got what it takes. On that note, cheers to your success when you have a choice.
Always work with
With the best.
Work with the best.
Love it. Later, guys.